If you listen to my new podcast series, Down to Earth with Cara Augustenborg on News Talk, which started last week, you might have heard that we were talking about air pollution. I spoke to Martin Fitzpatrick from Dublin City Council last week, and he informed me, first of all, the best thing to do would be to rip out our stoves and plug them up and maybe switch to a heat pump using electricity to heat our homes. So I do use my stove on occasion just to add a little bit of heat to the house, and it turns out that I've been doing it all wrong. Today I'm going to attempt to light a fire correctly. I've been doing lots of research and you'll get to see if I have any luck in this new way of lighting a fire. First thing I need to talk about is fuel source. Obviously I don't want to use coal or peat because they have a tremendous impact on climate change, so my only other option is wood. Now, wood also has an impact on air pollution when we burn it, but we can do things to reduce the amount of air pollution that come from it. For example, if I look for wood that has a moisture content of less than 20%, that helps to reduce the particulate matter and the wood burns more efficiently. Now, I finally managed to source some Forest Certified or FSC certified timber that was delivered to me here in Wicklow, and it has less than 15% moisture content. It's actually surprisingly light and very, very dry. So this should burn well and it should reduce the amount of air pollution that might come off the stove. Then they told me, I learned this all online, to put the heavier logs, the bigger logs, on the bottoms. And then they say put another layer of smaller logs on top of that. So then we layer up the kindling. So I have a loadable skirting. I honestly, I don't see how this is going to work, but I'm sure we'll give it a lash. I'm not going to use a fire lighter because they're full of chemicals and I'm assuming fossil fuel. So what the internet told me to do was to tie paper in knots and to put those on the top, about 5 of them. This is so full, I would never fill a stove this much. So I'm just to light this and let it draw and close the door and hope and pray it burns away and I never have to open it again for the rest of the evening. That took a few minutes and I had to pack the fire with a lot more kindling than I really normally would when I build a traditional fire, but I had to put kindling on top of the newspaper and everything. And then I had to resist the temptation to not open the door again and expose myself to that particular matter. But you can see this is a fire that's lit from the top down instead of bottom up, and it's got a really good draw. So it's getting the flue really hot, and when the flue is really hot, it can burn through a lot more of that particulate matter, which means that the smoke going up the flue is less dangerous than it would be if I had done a traditional fire. So I'm kind of happy with this. And I'm also kind of thrilled with the idea that now I can just leave this. I don't have to open the door again. I don't have to expose myself to air pollution. And I can just let this burn and I won't open it again until it's completely burned down and is safe.